Okay, so that's it, 0. 20.
Oh, you are good. Spot on.
Today is a really big day in the Genius kitchen because we have one of the great geniuses of our time. Levy Berenbaum is here to join me, showing us a recipe from this incredible cookbook that just came out. And without further ado, please welcome to the stage the great Levy Berenbaum. I think we should just dive right into the cookies so that we can talk about what makes them so great.
I should explain, Kristen, that
Please.
this recipe was originally given to me when I tasted it that used Crisco, shortening.
Oh, really?
And when I made it with butter, it just wasn't the same. It didn't have the cracks, it didn't have the chewiness because shortening doesn't have any water. So I thought, well, I could get the flavor of butter if I clarify it and get the water out of the butter. That was my secret. And now it's just as good texture, but it also has the butter flavor.
Did you just think to yourself, okay, I can do butter if I clarify it, but then were you just kind of like, and I might as well brown it while I'm here so that it has more flavor?
You know, you've gotten right inside my little mind.
Oh, but we still have to hear your story about Julia Child.
Oh, thank you for reminding me. I got distracted by the butter, which is appropriate when you talk about Julia, because she always said when something wasn't quite right, more butter will help, you know. So we were on the same page, that's for sure. Now it isn't foamy anymore. Now you can actually see this, the brown solids.
Do you want to check this out, Pocky? It's like gone from foamy to this much
Clear. It's clear.
Golden. So use just American style unsalted butter, and that way you'll have the right amount of moisture come off when you're clarifying and browning it, and it'll give you just the right amount of the butter that you need for the recipe.
Also, you really have to get those cracks, and you don't get it when you have water in it. See, I don't hear any bubbling anymore, so I think all the water is burned off. So I would say, since I'm seeing all those brown specks, I'll take it off rather than go too far.
So that has to cool down. Luckily, we have some already that's been cooling because, as you say in the book, in one of your baking pearls, it can't be higher than 80 degrees, or what happens?
Well, for one thing, it won't aerate quite the same way, and also it will cook the egg when you put it in. I've been taught never to crack an egg on the side of the bowl because it could break the yolk, and also you get eggshell, and to just wrap it on a counter and then hope that it's 50 grams. And it isn't.
We need 38, actually.
Oh, that's right, we're doing 3/4. Okay, thank you for reminding me.
Of course.
So now what we'll do is we'll take out the extra. And of course, I'll take it out from the white.
So I think we can just start mixing together dry ingredients. That's the next thing to do. It's so hard to switch to left-handed if you're right-handed.
Actually, I'm ambidextrous. I
Oh
can
my
do
gosh.
I didn't realize it until somebody else said, "Oh, you're ambidextrous." I said, "Doesn't everybody use both hands?" But the thing I can't do with my left hand is chopsticks. I mean, not on the piano, but using. And this is the cinnamon, clove, and ginger.
Did it take a while to stumble on exactly the right combination
Yes.
of spices?
No, that was what was given to me, but the right amounts, the amounts that I preferred, probably was something that I did by testing. I knew how much butter to use because I knew it would be the same weight of shortening, since they weigh the same when you just have the fat content and not the rest of it.
For the wet ingredients, we're gonna get the stand mixer. I'll grab it. Okay, so all of our wet ingredients are just gonna go in here.
Do we have a little flat blade or like an offset spatula or a knife to dislodge this?
Scrape that stuff off. Yes, or yes.
Yeah, it's easier. Oh, thank you. This is my favorite tool. I go everywhere with it. Although sometimes the airlines does not let me go everywhere with it.
You're kidding. It's so blunt.
Well, they said it's a weapon, and I said, yeah, it's the weapon of the pastry chef. And the TSA guy said, yes, my grandmother is a pastry chef, I understand, but I'll get punished if I let this through. I couldn't believe it. I don't want to take risks losing my spatulas. It looks beautiful. You can see now how there's no streaks, it's just basically, looks like caramel. So now we're putting our flour mixture in. The first time I taught my niece how to bake was in California. She was sitting on the counter because she was just a little girl, and she turned on the mixer and everything ended up on the counter, and she almost started crying. And I said, don't feel bad, this is how you learn. I really think baking is the most perfect thing for teaching kids because they learn patience and philosophy, art, science, math, just everything. I can't think of a single thing they don't learn. Can you?
No. I'm gonna go chill these so that we can save them for later, but we have some that we already made so that we'd be ready to roll.
Perfect.
I'm gonna go trade them out
Always
right now.
good to be ready to roll.
Okay, so I'm only bringing back half of our chilled dough since we're keeping the other half in there, as you specify.
Yeah, and also this is going to make 12, which will fill 1 cookie sheet. And I don't like to bake 2 cookie sheets at the same time because the oven is never as even. You have to switch halfway, turn it halfway around, top to bottom. Better to just, they don't take that long to bake, so you might as well just do 1 at a time.
How do you like to portion these? You like to do it by weight usually, I'm guessing, right?
Yeah, absolutely. We'll see how close this one comes to the 26?
23.
23. Oh, that's beautiful. Want to do one?
Sure, I would love to. I'll see.
No, well, now that you know you need a little extra, just don't flatten it
I'll
off.
just maybe see what we get here. Okay, so that's it, 0. 20.
Oh, you are good. Spot on.
Okay. Okay, I'm gonna stick these in the oven. Okay, so while those cookies bake, let's take a little tour of your book.
I'm always ready to revisit.
Oh, good.
This is the first time I've gotten this, and I didn't know about the color. That was something my editor chose. But the miracle is that the name of my cooking school for years and my business is Cordon Rose, which means pink ribbon. Look what I got, a pink ribbon marker. I get the chills telling you this because it means so much to me. I also have, in addition to the baking pearls, in the front of each chapter, there are all the things that I think of that could possibly go wrong that you might want to be warned about beforehand.
This is the first time in your books that you've done step-by-step photos like this.
Yes, I've had a few step-by-steps in the books where it was needed, but this, every single recipe just about has the steps. And it really enables you to see what the texture has to be.
Okay. They look amazing, they smell amazing.
They have lovely cracks.
They have
just
lovely
like they
cracks
should.
and lovely sparkles from the superfine sugar on the outside. And now we get to taste. And they're not fresh from the oven, but they're like the perfect warmness, I think.
I hope.
We'll see.
Yeah. I forgot how good these are.
Oh my gosh. So, if you want more Genius recipes, be sure to like and subscribe and come check back every week. You definitely need to pick up a copy of Rose's Baking Basics.
Absolutely agree.
Rose says, and head to her website. What is the website again?
realbakingwithrose.com.
.com. And Rose will answer questions. She puts up all kinds of her baking experiments and learnings all the time. So it's a great place to hang out too.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Rose.